afternoon, everyone, and a happy St. Patrick's Day. One of us acknowledged it was St. Patrick's Day. I want to tell you the truth.
I have a sweater. I have a green moral sweater upstairs.
It's over. You've lost. You didn't remember.
I was dressed this morning, man. I'll be dressed in the afternoon.
I understand. You've been wearing those clothes for 3 days. I get it. It's hard to change. I do, and I understand. So I had a red shirt and a red tie, and I almost never wear red. And I had on New York One and Roger Clark, who everyone in New York loves Roger Clark.
Buddy, yes.
Not only was Roger on the St. Patrick's Day parade, do you know who his guest is every year on New York One?
No.
A man you know. A man you know well. A man used to work here. Lives right near me in the city.
John Lee?
John Lee.
Wow.
John Lee, very involved in that. He was interviewing John Lee, and I said, oh, God, it's St. Patrick's Day, so I quickly.
John Lee kilted up for St. Patrick's Day?
I don't know. I don't think so. He was the usual, John Lee. John Lee, for those you don't know, some may used to be the communications director here.
Used to open Naira Live?
Used to be on here a long, long time ago.
Many
a galaxy
moons,
far,
many
far
moons
away.
ago, yes.
Head over to Naira Bet, speaking of a galaxy far, far, far away, and listen to Jose Lozano. Jose, decked out, perfect for St. Patrick's Day. You could have worn those silks. I don't know if they have one that fit you, but you could have tried. Use the promo code BONUS200, and we will match with $200. You've got how about your driver's silks?
That's yellow and brown.
I love that. You've worn them a few times on the show.
I've donned them.
You are a great
sport,
no doubt about it. For those who don't know, Anthony's done a little harness driving here and there in his day.
I have.
Hard to believe, right? You're like a Zelig. You're like the Zelig of the racing industry. 20% exacta bonus. You got to opt in for that. Get it over to Naira Bets to do that. We have a contest. You have until 5 o'clock today. $300 buy-in.
Contest
cash
back.
Prizes. My friend Nick Tamaro won it.
More green in the, they were ready. They were ready for St. Patrick's Day.
Green, that's a.
No, but the silks.
What do we think that is?
I don't know. Was it a Broman? Could have been.
Make a great point.
Thanks.
First great point of the entire week. 3 to 6 here and Oaklawn. Maggie and Greg and I are here. Various others sprinkled around the country. I think Jonathan's on. I know Paulie will be on.
Paulie's got to have an outfit for today, right? You'd imagine.
No.
The guy wore a tutu in the paddock of Churchill Downs.
Did he really?
Yeah. On one of our Downs After Dark Meadowland shows last summer. He had a glow-in-the-dark tutu on. I'm pretty sure Paul LaDuca is going to have a St. Patrick's Day outfit, buddy. I'll bet a lunch on that. And I have no prior knowledge. A glow-in-the-dark tutu.
We're at 134 lunches, so you know.
I'll take a lunch that he has a St. Patty's Day outfit.
Okay. You can't text him.
I'm not doing a thing. You have my word. I don't have much left, but you have my word.
Does a Bay outfit mean even like this would be considered a St. Patty's?
No, he has to have a gimmick.
Really?
It would have to be considered gimmicky.
And I don't have to lay a price on this?
No.
Okay. Good. That'll give me something to look forward to.
If that guy doesn't have a gimmick on today, Popeye doesn't eat spinach.
Yet another reason to go on living. Well, a horse who was going to be an overwhelming favorite in the first race.
Even money
no
more
wonder
line.
Rudy Rodriguez seemed grumpy when I ran into him this morning. Valentia was scratched. She was going to be a huge, huge favorite. I had originally picked the 2 to try to go against her. You scratched into her. I have nothing smart to say. She's just a drop down. Into a maiden claiming race. I don't have anything smart to say except, when a horse like the 4, Graceful, and we'll look at a video of Graceful, along with the 6, Bellicoso, could be the speed here. If Graceful is one of the horses to beat, I don't know. I just want a new face.
28 to 1, 45 to 1, 37 to 1, 49 to 1, 13 to 1. There's the 13 to 1 performance where the horse finished second.
And it was the first sealed track horse ever been on, so it's impossible to say it didn't have something to do with it. Right. Even for me, I look at that. Does get Lasix for the first time, to be fair.
Well, could have had Lasix last time as a 3-year-old, but did not. So gets the Lasix today. So yeah.
And she was also going back on 6 days last time.
Yeah.
So maybe she
could have had Lasix the last 2 times actually. Interesting to note.
Anyway, here comes Scarlett for us in the drop down, though she's really done no running at all.
None.
But she
took money first time.
She did take some money first time out, and last time she met the very talented Asset Purchase, and. Whatever. She just really hasn't. She was empty last time out. But she does have some speed. I think she'll be more forward than it might look on paper.
Agreed.
And I have to think in this race that Jason Weyes will be more aggressive. Race number 2. I was going to try Saratoga Beauty. I could have flip-flopped, so we'd have different picks and gone 2-3. I don't have a big feeling here. We'll look at Greatest Loves last time. I can't pick Greatest Love on top because she's coming off of a huge win. And it was a gold rail. So she's dressed up. Having said that, I think there are some things to be concerned about with the number 3 that we'll get to next. And if the 3 isn't ready to run, she's probably going to win unless you want to tell me Icy Reply is going to wire the field. Well, I'm not going to say it's impossible. You think it's impossible that Icy Reply wires the field?
No, I mean, it's not impossible because she was beaten.
Because they scratched the 2 other speeds at the race, the 1 and 6. She's the speed. I don't like her either. And I'm not making a big case for her, but in this race, because it's not like Greatest Love is the most reliable of horses. I mean, big gold rail win last time. I guess the way Linda's going, she'll probably win. You know, we'll look at Twice Smitten's last win at Finger Lakes, but let me ask you a question. And I'm not disagreeing with this concept. Would you be picking this horse if Rob Akers wasn't winning with every horse he's putting on the racetrack?
No. Not at all. But this horse also had her best race when first-time Lasix last time, and now Rob has this horse. And
it was 9 months ago.
It was 9 months ago, but I would imagine that if this horse is live, this horse will show some speed. And it's not like Icy Reply's extra heat. May she rest in peace, by the way.
Well, the 3 doesn't have, no, the 3 isn't a speed, but you're right. If she's live for Rob, she rates have more speed. I don't disagree with that. The problem is...
But no, to answer your question, if Rob wasn't on the running with that, no. I would have probably defaulted to Greatest Love.
Leave this up for a sec. She's a horse that was claimed for 7,500 Finger Lakes. She has a big win.
Parks,
at
actually.
5.5 furlongs.
She claimed at Parks.
Right, Parks. 5.5 furlong race win last time. She's off for 9 months. These are horrendous numbers for Rob. I mean, you know that 3 of those horses were odds on?
Wow.
I mean, this is quite a stat. Coming off layoffs, it's 180 to 360 days, by the way. It's very hard to be at 180 to 60. If Rob could do that, he'd really be a magician.
Benjamin, that's the Benjamin Button
180 to 360. And the other thing is, just looking up his layoff stats in general, they're not very good. The only thing you got going for this horse, who's going to be short because of Rob, is he's going up against kind of a phonied up horse, and the guy's winning with everything he's running. But this horse, are you going to be shocked when this horse runs last?
No. She'll probably be bells on her toes. But yes, I would not be.
I don't have any confidence in this horse at all.
Okay.
I scratched her for a second. I was going to try the 1, but she scratched. Race number Trey. I think what's really interesting about race number 3 is just as the infamous and legendary Freddie Moe, who's a good friend of mine, this horse was named for originally by Alan Brodsky, he just got back on Twitter.
Is he coming today?
It took Mark Hennig about a month of Freddie being back on Twitter, by the way, for Hennig to realize it. Mark, a little slow on that one.
Is he coming?
No.
Oh.
No.
See him on random days. I figured he'd come when his namesake was running.
I guess this race is just crying out for a stranger, and we'll take a horse that used to be able to run a little bit that's now switching to the white odd Linda Rice.
Yeah, complete drop down. I mean, this horse has just been running against so much better that if this horse can have a smidge of memory on how to run, that
in the new barn,
just beat these horses for Linda. Yeah,
it's not like Chris Engelhard isn't a good trainer, doesn't win. Sometimes the barn change just helps, but not exactly a reliable horse.
No.
But the alternative is our second choice, Raffinity, and I mean,
talk about unreliable. 7 seconds, and
she's been at, look at some price. She's been in some soft fields, and she's just.
How about the victory? I mean, the race against Boss should be Boss Cara and Predetermined.
Yeah, well, I mean, what if the 2 can't run anymore? Who's she have to be here?
And she'll be
run
forward.
Up the score.
She'll be forward. Yeah. No, I mean, listen.
I mean, I don't trust run up the score at all.
No.
Claimed for 35 3 months ago and shows up now, or 3 months ago and shows up for 14,000. But she could win, but I've never liked this horse.
No, neither.
And the other thing about her is they're dumping her in for 14 with turf racing coming up, and the best race she ever ran was in the turf. So somebody could claim her and take a shot that she could win in the turf for 14,000, which says to me she can't run at all anymore.
No.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, right.
I mean, she can win. I'm not saying. I mean,
there's as good a chance as her running last as her winning.
Yeah, I mean, this is a real dump job by Jeffrey Engelhard. Just get this horse out of my barn.
Yep.
I mean, Adaka won in a good rail on November 17th. Actually, it was a big speed track that day. I don't think the rail was that big. I just don't know the options, so I went to the first time Linda, as did you. Race number 4. We will look at Spelterini doing what she likes to do along with Risk Free, which is lose. You can have her. She's all yours, Anthony, at 4 to 5 today, or 3 to 5.
Yeah, I tried, man. I tried, and I just couldn't. If this is the kind of thing for me where if she doesn't win today, I don't know where you're going to find. Then obviously with her, you know, with she has enough pedigree where they're never going to drop her in for a tag. She's never running for a tag. But if she doesn't beat this field today, unless Mayhem Miss has a huge turnaround.
Well, Mayhem Miss at least showed speed in that race. She did a little running in there. I want to use her as the other horse because Risk Free doesn't win.
She doesn't win today.
What about the Tim Hill's first-time star on the rail? Why can't that horse win?
I don't hear anything
So
about that horse.
There's 3 horses that ran buyers in the 70s from the dam. I don't know. Why can't that horse win?
Collected.
So what? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, I'm not going to be shocked because the reality is Spelterini. She doesn't want to win. And that first race, Fig, was always a bit of a suspect. Fig. I know Chocolate Gelato came back and ran big, but she didn't show up that day.
No, right. She just she was
she hasn't
the first
come back
time
yet, has she? Chocolate Gelato.
No.
That's too bad. I always liked her. She's a good horse.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how far
this
she
is
wants
one of
to
those, you know, it's now or never.
Well,
she doesn't win today. She's going to have a tough time because the water's going to get a lot deeper now. The calendar,
You would think.
know,
Listen,
spring
you would
comes
think some people
Tuesday.
from Florida would have shipped up for this race. See that Judmont first-time star that Chad Brown had that ran yesterday, won the 7th race at Gulfstream? Besides the fact that Irad almost knocked Joel Rosario over for no reason, moving to the inside in the turn. I love Irad, but he's got to stop that. Yeah, she got an 85 buyer. Very impressive. Her dam was...
Take a look.
Starts with a J. It was a Bobby Frankel Judmont horse. Jig or something? She won a race like the Raven Run at a big price or something. I think she was second to Ventura in like some big sprint. I don't know if she ran that much in New York. Jiggerboom or something like this. That's that ring?
Jiggerboom.
That yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the
Oh,
dam.
yeah. Oh, that was Bobby.
Yeah,
Bobby loved her.
Yeah, she was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she was good.
Bobby
she was
loved her.
very
She
good.
ran a break. She ran a
maiden.
broken maiden first out. I think that was a.
Yeah, you can look up.
Yeah,
well, I don't know
will.
if you can't still get the pedigrees if you go in the DRF, but that horse looked good yesterday.
Okay.
I'm not taking Spelterini. I'm going to take a horse that's going to have speed. Kendra can go to the lead and let the others be brave.
Okay.
And if she can run at all, she can wire the field. I thought she was a little interesting in a card where it's hard to find a lot of horses at prices.
Yep.
At least there may be some prices. We don't know. There might be some ridiculous winners. I just don't think you and I have uncovered them based on our selections. We'll come back to the last 4 in a moment.
For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
We're back. Andy Jaboom. There's the dam of that horse. Jaboom. That's like a cereal. Kaboom.
I remember Kaboom.
You know, when I was a kid, the Times, I think, had a thing of like the healthiest 10 cereals. And Kaboom, despite seeming like Lucky Charms,
Was that
was
with
like
the chocolate in the middle?
there were there were like little things in it. I don't remember. That was like second or third.
Who's your favorite? You have a favorite
But
cereal of all
hang on,
time?
they're second or third on the list. So we
Health?
ranked that a lot of kid for healthy foods. You know, yeah, there's a cereal that is head and shoulders above all other cereals. It's not even. There's only one cereal, and then there's the rest. Captain Crunch.
Really?
Come on.
You ever have Captain Crunch chicken? No. Instead of breadcrumbs,
Anthony,
a lot of German
I'm
restaurants
putting on
do this.
enough weight. Okay, please.
Frosted rice.
I don't think I've had Captain Crunch in years.
Kellogg's made frosted rice for a long time instead of frosted flakes. They took Rice Krispies and frosted them.
A lot of Captain Crunch in college.
Frosted rice for me.
Okay. I like Life. Life's good. Okay, anyway, race number 5. What are we doing here?
I went to Afjan.
So you did. We'll take a look at Afjan finishing second, 2 back. So you're going for the Matty Oliver to Trevor McCarthy rider switch here?
I'm going to take the rider change, yeah.
I picked Pressure, by the way. It was scratched.
Okay. I'm going to take the rider change here. What are we looking at, 2 back or for Afjan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 back.
The complete agenda comes from the clouds to run Afjan down here. Yeah, here I thought he ran well. This was first off the claim for Lord Morley, and then last time out, kind of a trip to nowhere.
Well, no. the tale of two different trips. Maddie gave this horse a very good ride on this day. There was a gold rail, and the race collapsed. Where Khalida Jenda ended up circling around the field, this horse sat on the rail and angled out. So she was with the track, and then last time she was wide, or he was wide, and it was a gold rail. So he had an excuse. But he was with the track when he ran well, and that's my concern. But I think there's another major concern for him in this race. And he's a horse that I downgraded from second to third after the scratches. There were two speeds in here, pressure and going in style. You might have noticed that Afghan doesn't have a lot of speed.
It does not.
And now Norgay, who I have to believe was a contender to begin with, I mean, he could just fall on the lead here. And with the way the race changed with the scratches, I think it really hurts Afghan. I don't think you can ignore a horse that, you know, ran well with the bias, badly against it, who's, if not the worst to beat, certainly one of the major players in this race. I'm not, he's probably the favorite at this point. Yeah, I'm not, but I think you have to worry a little bit how the dynamics of the race changed.
He was the favorite before the scratches, actually. David had pressure 7-2.
Yeah, I mean, pressure, to me, I liked pressure, but I think you almost wanted pressure in the race if you liked Afghan. And you certainly wanted going in style in there as well, who could have pressed him. So I think it changes things a lot. Legendary Lore, by the way, could be just as lost without those speeds in there as your horse, but he's going to be a better price.
Hey, David has him 4-1.
Okay, he's a better price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So slightly better. I'll show you the trainer's a negative trainer stat for this horse, for what it's worth. And he won't be a big price now. So, but look at who this horse has been running against. I mean, give me a break. I know I haven't seen him for a while, but he's not dumping the horse. He's running him for 40, you know?
Same running style, a little bit of a better price, running against light years better than what he's facing today.
He's got races. He's got more races
First-time
that
tag.
are faster than Afghan. I mean, I'm not against Afghan. I just thought this horse was better at a better price. So I was going to pick him a second anyway, but I think you have to move Norgay up. I mean, Way is just supposed to send him. I'm not a big Norgay fan, but you tell me he can't wire the field here?
Yeah, I guess he can.
I mean, I think you have to really upgrade him with the scratches. That's really my biggest opinion in this race is the race dramatically changed with the scratches, to be honest. Race 7 I thought was a very, very, very hard race. And we ended up on the same horse, I think, in race number 6, but I don't have a huge opinion on this race. Why did you take this horse?
You know, I just felt that with the Lasix and the blinkers, I just thought
It was not good last time.
Excuse me.
This horse was not good last time.
No, this horse kind of flopped last time, and I don't know if maybe a little bit of an overhaul and maybe getting back to Jose is going to help. This horse was a lot more forward and a lot more aggressive.
Well,
just real sluggish last time coming out of there.
Mott has terrible numbers off of maiden wins, the Mott Barn. Great numbers overall, bad numbers off that. I thought the horse might just have not run back to the race. I'm hoping to run better today. Never in good position, as you say, last time out, a horse who could be more forward. And I thought this race might fall into it. Maybe we get a slightly better price. Because I don't really love Midtown Lights. I almost did this by law, just sort of.
I almost had him lower as well. I don't know what to do with that fig last time.
Well, I mean.
And do we really know if he wants a mile?
Well, I will tell you that Brad Cox, stretching out of the dirt at Naira, 15 for 45.
Oh, wow.
$1.60 ROI, so they're short-priced horses, and their horses are paying $4.80, $5.
But the third of them are winning.
Yeah, this horse isn't going to be that big a price. I have questions on how good this race was. Listen, Downtown Mischief's a big favorite. The stakes are orange. You may very well win that race. Having said that, I don't know. I'm just a little, and I also, let me ask you a question. Are we absolutely convinced this horse is going to run well on a dry track?
She's never run on a dry track, and I don't know about
Started out on the turf.
Yeah.
I feel like she's going to be favored, and I thought she was vulnerable. And I don't really know what to do with Monroe. I know.
See, are we sure she's going to be favored? See, I think Monroe's going to be favored.
I don't think so. She's got a 77 buyer sticking out. It's Brad Cox. I mean, this horse was 1-5 first time out. That was a terrible slow race. Now, a horse did win out of the race the other day that wired the field. Timeform US thought it was a much better race than that. I don't know what to do with it. I think these two will vie for favoritism. I don't have a strong opinion, and I didn't really like either one of them. And I figured that I'm having a moment would be a better price than them, and I don't really like any of them.
Yeah, she'll be
but
the
I didn't like her any less
than
the other one.
Choice.
That's what I thought. I'll be honest with you. Do you really have a problem with Swedish Princess? I mean, I know she hasn't done a ton of running, but she has improved.
The infamous fifth pick. No,
Fifth.
I thought Luna Loco was a little interesting. First time Lasix.
What's she going to do with the 6 who has speed?
Yeah.
I mean, you trust her at a mile, not having the lead? Or engaging with the 6? That's what worried me.
Yeah.
That's what worried me about her, to be honest with you. I don't think she's impossible. I mean, she's not impossible.
She's going to be a big price. She's got to get lost in the shuffle here, right?
Yes, she's got to get lost. She's got to be 5th choice. Here. There's nothing sexy about her at all.
No.
Except you, Kendrick, riding her. I don't want to dismiss that. I had a little chat with Kendrick this morning.
I saw Kendrick this morning at the barn. The clock is down.
So race number 7. The 6th and 7th are good races.
Yeah, fun race.
They are competitive races. We're going to start out in race number 7 by making it very clear. Anthony's picking Toned Up because he works for the connections. Because she can't win on paper.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. I'm picking Toned Up because I spent a lot of time on this race for multiple reasons.
No, I mean picking your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th horses? Because there's no chance you were picking Toned Up.
I'm going to tell you why I picked
Never
it.
happening.
I don't know about the rest of them.
Let's show the race with her.
Okay, let's show the race. I know she's doing well. I'm hoping Amira can improve her off of this race. And she ran well here. She broke from post 12. She made her way to the inside. She had a swing back out outside.
She ran so much worse than the winner of this race. It's not even measurable.
But the winner
ran her eyeballs out in this race.
The winner
ran her eyeballs out, and she sucked up for 3rd.
So let's get to the winner. You want to start with the winner? Let's start with the winner. The winner's run 4 times in a year. And now the winner has to do this in 3 weeks. Now, Toned Up has to come back in 3 weeks, too. The difference is the Toned Up doesn't have 3 layoff lines on her card in the last year.
The reality of Toned Up is
13 times.
She has no chance to win this race on paper. But this is connections that have repeatedly moved horses up. Both Amira is. Since December, she's been a different trainer than she was before that. She had 2 careers, late in December, and then suddenly this sea change. And this owner, their horses are moving up. There's no doubt about it. It's not, you can look at them. I mean, they ran one in a stake that you picked 2nd and tried to make a case for off an 80 buyer. They're improving. So you are absolutely banking on connections that have been improving horses, improving her.
We've also had better stock.
They're improving for these connections. This is, let's not dress it up. I mean, it is what it is. And maybe they're just doing a great job with them. I have no problem, but
they have a good
improving.
racing manager.
Yeah, well, who whatever.
That's
anyway,
me.
Right. We'll see how it works out. Doesn't figure to be that strong a pace in here. We'll see what Toned Up does.
I don't love the rail. There doesn't figure to be that strong of a pace. But again, I think if you go through these horses, there are a lot of holes. I mean, if
you weren't involved,
if you weren't
involved with these connections, would you pick this?
She has 3 third. I'm going to tell you why I picked this horse. She's going to be the best price of the horses that can win the race.
But Anthony,
you trust Movie Moxie with her gate antics? Do you trust Mama Got to Run with her turn antics?
She can't win this race.
I'm asking you questions here.
No, I'm going to finish.
Because I knew we were going to have this conversation.
But I'm going to finish what you said. She can't win this race.
Why can't she win?
Because she's not fast enough. Her best races aren't good enough to beat a number of horses here. That's the problem with her. She's got to improve to win. She may.
She has to improve to win.
Right.
I do not disagree.
That's all I'm saying.
I know. You also have horses coming off, Movie Moxie coming off a race that she hasn't run in a very long time.
We're going to get to Movie Moxie in a moment. But first we're going to go to Mama's Got to Run.
Okay.
I thought of picking Movie Moxie on top. I wonder if you watch Movie Moxie, Mama's Got to Run should be 2nd right now. It's the 3.
Right.
And watch what happens. And this is, I'm not blaming because this happened to Eric and this happened to Louis Rodriguez. So, at first I always want to blame Eric, fair or unfair, but it happened to Louis too. There's something weird about her. I don't know if they hit the turn and she can't run in turns. Now, I wonder a little bit if a 1-turn race could be better for her a little bit. She gets blinkers. Maybe Linda thinks the blinkers will help. But I'll say one thing about this. Linda gets a gold star. She claimed this horse, and she immediately stretched this horse out. This horse has a big-time pedigree to go long. And I remember I picked her when she got put up. And I spoke to Linda afterwards, and she said, because she's watched Talking Horse, look at this horse, it's dropped back to last. I mean, this horse was an hour the best, but she's
worn blinkers. She started her career with blinkers for Tom Amoss.
But never going long.
Right. And you could just say she's going long. She's a different horse than a year ago, and these could all be accurate.
She has gotten better with distance. And Linda said to me, I claimed this horse to stretch her out. I couldn't believe that nobody ever ran this horse going long. This was a case of not just seeing a horse that maybe had some potential because she'd run good figures, but she correctly realized this horse had been spending her career running in the wrong races.
I'd like to know what the issue is with the dropping back on the turn.
It's a crazy...
Because the blinkers, in theory, and common sense tell you the blinkers should help.
I don't
but with
know.
a horse like her, the blinkers could do the opposite.
She's a nut. I don't know if it's her. I agree. I'm really
And I'm not going to
curious.
take the favorite.
Well, I don't think she's going to be favored. I think that Farrah's Heart's going to be favored. If Farrah's Heart runs her last race, isn't she the horse to beat? She ran huge last time. I understand you want to be against her. That's
And
fine.
Pharaoh's Heart is the horse in here.
That you don't like.
No, Pharaoh's Heart's the horse in here that is most likely to be running in stakes races.